tests are perhaps a little different in my class, online class, than they are in your other classes. So I just want to go through what that looks like, especially if you've never taken a test in MyLabs Plus before. But even if you have, I just want to go through some of the specifics about taking a test for Math and Logic Internet. Remember, your tests are open book and open notes. Have that stuff ready when you start your test. Okay, since the tests are timed, have your things out, have them ready. And when you're doing the practice tests, have them out, have them ready. Get used to using them so you know where the truth table for and is, or you know where the definition of disjunction is, all right? Because then you will not take up as much time looking things up. So to do tests, you're going to go to the practice, tests, and test area from your main course menu in your course. Once you click on that, it's going to bring up the list of tests. Notice that we've got the due dates in here. You know, those are the dates that you are shooting for to get the test done by. Practice tests, you can take as many times as you want. Okay? And they're set up very similar to the test. They cover similar material in a similar order. So if you are used to the material on the practice test, you will be used to the material that's on the test. Your unit test, so when you're done practicing and you go to the unit test, you can only do it once. So make sure you're ready to go. Make sure you have that 75 minutes or at least as much time as it took you to do the practice test on average free and without interruption. The tests have a time limit, like I said. Use the practice test to make sure that when you get to the set unit test, you don't run out of time, that you know what you're up to, you know what types of questions you're going to be up against. You must go into the practice test at least once before you can take the test. So I said you can take the practice test as many times as you want. Feel free to do that, but you have to at least go into the practice test before you can do the test. If you don't, it'll tell you you need to do this before you can take the test. Once you are or have met the prerequisites, or if you're in a practice test, this screen will come up letting you know what you're about to do. It'll tell you what test it is. It'll tell you how many times you've started it. So if this says 0 of infinity, or 1 of infinity, or 0 of infinity, and you think you're taking the test, you are not. Okay, you're taking the practice test. So that can be a good spot, or up here. Make sure that you're doing the actual test if that's what you're up to, or doing the practice test if that's what you want. When you're ready, click on I'm ready to start, and that will start the 75-minute timer. The testing window, a lot like the homework window. You can see many of the same features. However, there are no help buttons over here. Okay. You also can't check your answers. There's no submit or check question or submit answer button here. So you have to do the whole test before you know how you did. Since you can't just hit enter a bunch of times and get to the next question, you have to navigate using these buttons or using your next and previous question buttons. Once you've done everything that you're going to do, click on submit test. That's when it will be graded. If you want to go back and look at a practice test or look at a test, the place to do that is in the gradebook. If you take the practice test multiple times and go into the gradebook and look, you can access any one of those times. So if you're like, oh, the first time I took it, I really didn't get number 7, you can go back and check that out again before you take the test. If you have any questions on tests or anything else, please let me know. That's zick@fetc.edu, and thanks a lot.